The Spirent TestCenter application supports a docking framework. By default, there are 3 window panes. There's the main application window where the test configuration resides. On the bottom, there is a tabbed window where the results, the validation, and the log resides. And on the right-hand side, there's the command sequencer window. You might have noticed that these tabbed windows appear and disappear as I put my cursor over them. That's referred to as an auto-hide function. There's a auto-hide pin button that you can click to permanently pin up that window within the main application window. And now it won't disappear anymore. You could also left-click on the title bar of a window and you can move it to a different position within the main application window. These icons are referred to as anchor points, and these shaded areas are dock prediction bands, which show you the new area where the window will reside. Notice also how I can drop a window, and now I've changed the orientation. Now I have my traffic results on top and my test configuration on the bottom. I could even drag a window to also reside within the main application window. And now notice that my window is a tabular window entirely, and I can switch between test configuration and results that way as well. If I want to undock a window, I can click on that individual Windows tab, and then I can drop it not at an anchor point, but just within my layout. And now it is referred to as a floating window, which I can drag off even to a second monitor. And so I can have, in this case, my basic traffic results 1 window on a second monitor by itself. I can also left click on the title bar, and then it puts it back to where it was last left off. I could even use these X buttons and close them, and I can close 1 or more windows. But then I could always go to my view menu and just reset my screen layout to where it originally was. And in this case, my test configuration is back as my main application window, and then I have my original tabbed window on the bottom, and my command sequencer, of course, is still on the left. Speaking of the results window, I'm going to go ahead and pin this up, and now I'm going to show you how you can display your layout in 1 or more views. In this case, it was on a 1x1 view. I could always change it to a 2x1 view, so now I have actually 2 result views. 2x1 meaning 2 rows and 1 column. And then I can add that second view to be anything I want. In this case, I'll select the detailed stream results. So now I have 2 windows in view. I could even customize windows. If I right-click on a column, I could remove that column. And that applies to both the results as well as the test setup. If I don't like what I've done, I could always reset the layouts. And in fact, I could also customize my views, meaning I can add columns, remove columns, and that again applies both to the setup and results. Within a view, I could even reorder things. If I left click on a column, I can drop it to a different place. And speaking of results views specifically, I could also create results perspectives. I could load default perspectives. A perspective is essentially the results views, the layout, as I mentioned before, 1x1, 2x1, or you could even create multiple results views within. And these perspectives then can be saved along with the configuration file So when you save your configurations file, it will save to perspective. And again, you could apply then the default perspectives back, or you can save that as a separate perspective, which can then be opened by any test configuration.